I hadn't set foot on that piece of land in nearly a year. It was a quiet 10-acre field I inherited from my grandfather, flat, dry, with nothing but golden weeds and a rusted tractor. I had no urgent plans for it, but it was mine. One day I thought, maybe a farmhouse, maybe horses. Then I got a call from my cousin, James. "Hey man," he said, "since when did you lease your field to a telecom company?" I froze. "What the hell are you talking about? There's a cell tower going up. It's halfway built. Guys in hard hats, cranes, everything." I dropped the phone, jumped in my truck, and drove straight there. And sure enough, smack in the middle of my land, a shiny silver 5G cell tower was being bolted into place. Construction trucks everywhere. Fencing, portable toilets, a prefab utility shed. A tower that wasn't there a week ago now loomed 100 feet over my granddad's field. And no one asked me. I stormed over to the supervisor. "Who authorized this?" I barked. He pulled out a clipboard, calmly flipped a few pages, and said, "According to the lease agreement, your LLC approved this installation in January." My what? I don't even have an LLC. He showed me the paperwork. It had a company name I'd never heard of, Westridge Agricultural Holdings. Apparently, they claimed ownership of my field, filed it through the county, even updated tax documents using a P.O. box in another city. I was staring at legalized land theft. They'd stolen my identity, or worse, stolen my land title, and leased it to a telecom company who then built a tower thinking everything was legit. I immediately hired a property lawyer. The telecom company, Signal Corp, was shocked when we contacted them. "But we've been paying rent," they said, to the registered owner. They had wired over $4,000 per month for 9 months to the fraudulent LLC. That's $36,000 in stolen rent. And worse, they'd signed a 5-year lease with automatic renewals. We dug into county records and found a fraudster, a man named Curtis Lane. He ran a scam ring that filed fake quitclaim deeds on vacant or unused land, especially inherited property. He'd found mine, forged signatures, and quietly updated the records to reflect his LLC as the rightful owner. The county, embarrassed, froze all related transactions once we proved the forgery. Signal Corp immediately stopped payments, but the tower was already up. Now the telecom company was stuck. They couldn't legally access the tower without my permission. And under the law, I could sue them for trespass, force them to dismantle it entirely, or we could renegotiate. I made them sweat for 2 weeks. Let them feel the pressure. Let them imagine the cost of ripping out a tower and relocating it elsewhere. Then I offered a deal. "You want to stay on my land? The new rent is $13,000 per month. You pay the back amount that was stolen. And I want a 10-year lease, no early exits." They were stunned. But honestly, they had no better option. The tower location was perfect: elevation, signal spread, proximity to the highway. They knew relocating would cost them 6 figures. So they agreed. I went from losing my land to earning $156,000 per year in passive income, off a scam I didn't even see coming. And Curtis Lane? He's facing felony charges for real estate fraud in 3 counties. I visit the tower every so often, just to remind myself what I nearly lost, but also what I gained. Sometimes the best revenge isn't tearing something down. It's owning it. The first check hit my account exactly 30 days after the ink dried on the new lease. $13,000. And just like that, my dusty field had become more valuable than any crops I could have planted. But the story wasn't over. Not even close. You see, Signal Corp wasn't just paying me rent now. They were also sending me monthly site reports, tower maintenance logs, and regional signal data. And that's when I spotted something even bigger. The tower wasn't just part of one network. It was a shared site. Multiple carriers were piggybacking on it. At least 3 major telecom providers. That meant Signal Corp was subleasing the tower to others and raking in revenue from them. And me? I was only getting rent for the base tower, not the other carriers. So I called up my lawyer again. "Can we renegotiate the lease to reflect multi-tenant use?" He chuckled. "Actually, they're required to disclose that. If they didn't, you have grounds to sue. Boom. Just like that, I had leverage again. This time, I didn't go in angry. I invited their rep, Sarah, to lunch at a local barbecue spot. Calm, confident. I let her talk for a while before sliding a printed page across the table. Here's your tenant list. Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, all running traffic through my tower. She went pale. You didn't include that in the original contract. So we have two options. Either I file a civil suit for concealment and profit skimming, or we revise the agreement. She excused herself, made a call outside, then came back with a deal. Okay, if we revise, we'll up your monthly to $18,500 and offer a signing bonus of $50,000 for staying quiet. I didn't hesitate. That check cleared within 72 hours. Now, I was sitting on $222,000 per year from a field I had once considered selling for $40,000. But I still wasn't satisfied. There was one last thing I needed to do: expose the fraud. I didn't want Curtis Lane slipping through the cracks. So I collaborated with a local reporter who ran a full expose on how Curtis and his fake LLC had stolen over a dozen properties through forged paperwork. Mine was just the most profitable. The story went viral. Within weeks, multiple victims came forward. Curtis was arrested again, but this time with federal charges pending, thanks to the telecom money involved and his use of mail fraud to collect fake rent. I was contacted by a documentary crew filming a piece on land theft. They interviewed me on site next to the towering steel spire. "You regret anything?" the cameraman asked. I looked up at the blinking red light high above. "No," I said, "because they tried to take something from me without asking, and instead, they gave me something worth 10 times more." Final scene suggestion. For animation, a wide shot of the field at dusk. The camera slowly pans up the silver tower as blinking red lights glow against the orange sky. A calm breeze rustles the golden grass below as the narrator closes. If you thought that tower drama was wild, just wait till you see what happened when a woman sued her neighbor for putting a flower bed outside her fence. New heart-stopping HOA stories come out every day on this channel. Hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss one, because truth is, you never know what your neighbors are planning next.